What if you allowed yourself to be completely guided by fate, surrender all pretense of free will, and let destiny guide you? Ladies, gentlemen, and those that lie between, welcome to the wheel. So, the wheel has been spun and our fate revealed. And what did we get? What is often said to be one of the worst Christmas specials. Yay! But is it as bad as everyone claims it to be? I remember quite liking it back in the day. Mind you, I'm a very different person now, so things might have changed. So does it still hold up for me? Well, before I get ahead of myself, let me explain the plot for you. After saving the Earth from destruction and crash landing on Earth, the Doctor is assisted by a passerby, Madge Arwell, who helps him back to his TARDIS. Grateful, the Doctor remarks that if she ever needs anything, she just needs to make a wish and he'll come help her. 3 years later, Madge's husband is apparently killed in World War II, his plane crashing somewhere in the Channel. Distraught, she does not tell her children, insisting that he will come home for Christmas. However, due to the bombings, they are having to stay at a relative's country estate for the holiday. But when they arrive, the Doctor is there, posing as the estate caretaker. Seemingly responding to Madge's wish, the Doctor is prepared to give them all the best Christmas ever by renovating the house and giving them an extra special gift, a trip to a snow-kissed forest planet, one of the safest planets in the universe. However, this does not turn out to be the case as Madge's youngest child, Cyril, sneaks down through the portal in the night and proceeds to follow something through the forest. The Doctor and Madge's other child, Lily, proceed to try and track him down, stumbling upon a building made of trees shaping and contorting themselves, as well as living people made of wood. Madge also proceeds to go through the portal and stumbles upon representatives of Androzani Major. The forest has been designated for destruction, to be melted down with acid rain and turned into fuel. As the Doctor and the Arwells meet inside the building, it's revealed the forest is sentient and is trying to find a way to evacuate their life force from the planet via a living host. While the Doctor, Cyril and Lee are not strong enough, it turns out that Madge, because she is a mother, is. Using her as a pilot, the roof of the building proceeds to travel itself with the time vortex, using Madge's thoughts of home to get them back to Earth. However, her thoughts drift towards her husband and his last moments aboard the plane, accidentally revealing to Cyril and Lily that their father has died. Despite this, they manage to crash land in the garden of the manor, the tree spirit's now able to roam the universe freely. Just as Madge is about to reveal to her children what happened to their father, the Doctor tells them to join him outside. Parked on the lawn, just shy of the crashed ship, is the father's plane, guided into land through the time vortex by Madge and the ship. Now that Madge's problems have been solved, the Doctor prepares to slip away quietly, only for her to appear and remind him that no one should be alone at Christmas. Inspiring him, he proceeds to travel forward in time and spend Christmas with both Amy and Rory Pond. So, right off the bat, if you're going into this story expecting science fiction, you're in the wrong place. This story unapologetically puts itself into the fantasy genre. I know the Matt Smith era did toy that line between fantasy and science fiction, but it usually tried to explain the fantasy using scientific language. Try. This time though, nah. And honestly, for a Christmas romp, I'm fine with that. To an extent. Things like the Doctor being summoned by a wish, or a spaceship made of wood travelling through the time vortex, I'm fine with. The only thing I find kinda jarring is the whole, a mother must be the host for these forests.
But she's female! More than female, she's mum! How else does life ever travel? The mothership!
It just seems a bit weird, and honestly only seems to exist just for the whole mothership pun. However, a lot of other ideas work fantastically. The whole tree bauble things being eggs is a really cool idea, and I even like the tree people, even if they were done better in a different Doctor Who story. The pre-title sequence as well works really great, thrusting us into the tail end of a previous adventure with a big heroic stunt sequence. It feels very Roger Moore James Bond to me, even if the effects, well, I would say they've aged badly, but I remember even at the time thinking they look shit. The rest looks fine, however. The location they chose for the manor gives me big Resident Evil vibes, and obviously that's a big tick in my book. And the forest set location? Truthfully, it's so good in my eyes I can't actually tell. The only thing making me think it's a set is the somewhat distracting lack of cold breath coming from the actors' mouths. Speaking of the actors, it's a mixed bag. While no one gives a truly bad performance, Young Kachansky and Herf Malnumd especially give good performances, but the rest of the guest cast are horrifically wasted. We have Bill Bailey and the third Doctor, Annabelle Ware, as half-sisters from Androzani Major. I do love the fact though that Androzani Major is still a capitalist shithole. But they do nothing. One or two bad jokes, an exposition dump, and poof, gone. It's such a shame because I've wanted Bill Bailey in Doctor Who for years, and I feel this was just squandering his one chance. which is actually quite a big problem with the Moffat area, just wasting excellent actors. The only other real guest actor I've noticed is Alexander Armstrong, who plays Reg Arwell, and he doesn't really do much at all. However, he does help to introduce something which I feel is going to become sadly regular in this show. One thing that does shine through this story though, makes it infinitely more watchable than it should be, Matt Bloody Smith. Fully into the role at this moment, he's on fire in every single scene and has some great lines and moments.
May I take your cases?
Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Lovely. Would you mind carrying them for me? I need to show you around. It's okay, you're fine. Don't worry.
Is that tree alive?
Of course it's alive, it's a tree. Staircase. Seems to have broken down. It was a present and it wasn't supposed to be open until Christmas Day. Honestly, who opens their Christmas presents early? Okay. Shut up, everyone.
And the final scene with him in the ponds is genuinely one of my favourite moments in his era. He's definitely at his most childlike in the story, and I can see how that could turn some people off. But for the fairy tale vibe this story's going from, I think it works perfectly. Really, the biggest problem in this story is the Doctor himself. He doesn't really have anything to do. Sure, he instigates the plot by trying to give the family their Christmas planet tour and just leaving the portal to another world lying there. Seriously, why do you not put a lock on that or something? But other than that, everything just sort of solves itself with the other characters, and the Doctor's just sort of stood in the corner giving exposition. That really shows just how good of a Dr. Matt Smith was, where even though his role's reduced to that, he's still fantastic. So, the Doctor, the Widow and the Wardrobe. Is it really as bad as everyone claims it to be? No, not even close. I think one reason why it's so often forgotten is the stakes are somewhat low compared to other Christmas specials, and the Doctor is sidelined for most of the other characters. But there were way, way worse Christmas specials out there. Sure, you can nitpick at the details. Police boxes look nothing like that. But honestly, if you just want something to zone out to over the holidays, this is perfect. So, we have taken the first steps of our journey together. Fate's plan is in motion. And now, all that is left for us to do is to see what it chooses for us to do next. Time to spin the wheel. Now that's more like it.